In the heart of Asia, between mountains and rivers, a civilization took root. For more than 4,000 years, China rose, fell, and rose again. Each dynasty left behind temples, inventions, and ideas that shaped the world. The Dragon Throne became not a seat of one ruler, but the symbol of a people who endured time itself. Long before empires, the Zhou kings declared a divine order. Heaven granted power to rule, but only to those who governed with virtue. When rulers became corrupt, heaven withdrew its favor. This idea, the mandate of heaven, became the heartbeat of Chinese history, guiding centuries of rise and fall. In the Shang and early Zhou dynasties, the Chinese mastered bronze, writing, and ritual. Kings ruled through ancestors and gods, recording their words on oracle bones. Their cities were centers of faith and power, where the first forms of Chinese culture began to take shape. As centuries passed, the unity fractured. 7 great kingdoms fought for dominance. Out of endless war came strategy, philosophy, and invention. Thinkers like Confucius and Sun Tzu emerged, teaching that order, wisdom, and discipline could triumph where swords failed. In 221 BC, Qin Shi Huang ended the chaos. He united the warring states under one rule, one law, and one written script. Roads and canals linked his empire, while the Great Wall rose across the mountains. Yet his search for immortality would end in silence, buried beside an army of clay. After the Qin, the Han dynasty brought stability. Scholars reformed government, inventors advanced science, and traders carried silk west along new roads. The Han united China through merit, not blood, creating a system that would last for 2 millennia. This was the age when the empire became civilization. Across deserts and mountains, caravans carried silk, jade, and porcelain to faraway lands. In return came glass, horses, and ideas. From Rome to India, merchants followed the Silk Road, turning China into the heart of the ancient world. The Dragon Throne ruled not just with armies, but with trade and connection. The Tang Age was a time of light. Poets wrote verses that still echo today. Painters captured heaven in ink and silk. At its height, Chang'an was the largest city on earth, filled with scholars, traders, and travelers from every corner of Asia. The empire shone with confidence, art, and beauty. The Song dynasty brought new wonders. Printing spread knowledge, the compass guided sailors, and gunpowder reshaped war. Cities grew vast and vibrant, alive with scholars and merchants. Yet prosperity made them targets, and enemies from the north waited for their moment. In the 13th century, the Mongols swept across the plains. Under Kublai Khan, China fell under foreign rule. The Yuan dynasty blended steppe and city, bringing new trade and tolerance but deep unrest. Though outsiders ruled the throne, Chinese culture remained the soul of the empire. When rebellion came, it came with fire. The Ming dynasty restored native rule and pride. Walls were rebuilt stronger than ever, palaces rose in Beijing, and Zheng He sailed great fleets across the seas. For a time, China looked outward again, commanding both ocean and land. Admiral Zheng He led ships larger than any the world had seen. He reached India, Arabia, and Africa, carrying gifts, trade, and diplomacy. His journeys showed China's power at its height, but also its restraint. The empire explored the world, then turned inward, choosing stability over ambition. Centuries later, the Manchu-led Qing dynasty faced foreign invasion and rebellion. Wars, opium, and corruption weakened the state. As Europe industrialized, China's isolation became its burden. The once unshakable empire began to fracture under the weight of modernity. In 1912, the last emperor, Puyi, abdicated. The Dragon Throne was empty for the first time in history. Revolution replaced dynasty, but not identity. The idea of China endured, carried by a culture older than any crown. The story of China is not of one empire, but of many. From Qin to Qing, from warriors to scholars, from walls to inventions, it remained united by spirit. The Dragon Throne was never just a seat of power. It was a symbol of endurance, balance, and rebirth. Empires fell, yet China remained eternal as the river that gave it life. The story of China is not of one empire, but of many. From Qin to Qing, from warriors to scholars, from walls to inventions, it remained united by spirit. The Dragon Throne was never just a seat of power. It was a symbol of endurance, balance, and rebirth. Empires fell, yet China remained eternal as the river that gave it life.